Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about this video because I'm going to be sharing some love with a company that did some really incredible work on my converted school bus that I live in full time and have lived in full time for the last 4 years. And if you're watching this video, you probably also live in some type of vehicle conversion, or you're thinking about it, or you're looking for somebody to build out a conversion for you. And so I want to recommend North Bay Adventure Vans, which is located in Northern California. I discovered this company this past summer when I needed to upgrade my solar system, my solar power system, as well as get an air conditioning unit installed into my 24-foot school bus. I will link the video to the review for that AC unit so that you can go and take a look at that. But that AC unit was installed by North Bay Adventure Vans. And I'm so grateful for the work that they did, because for anybody that lives in a vehicle conversion, if you are driving through any part of the country really during the summer, you know how hot it can get inside of a vehicle. And so being able to get this air conditioning unit installed and getting it installed at a very, very good price was exactly what I needed. So I had gone to a different company in the Bay Area that had done some work on my bus a couple of years prior, but I kept getting the runaround about getting in for an appointment, and I was sort of on a time crunch. I needed to get out of the area. I was staying in Mount Shasta. And so I reached out to North Bay Adventure Vans, and I spoke with Gerardo, who is the owner of North Bay Adventure Vans. And he was so sweet, so accommodating. He had a full schedule because they're very busy. They do incredible work building out vans and doing upgrades and things of that nature. But when I gave him my sob story, he bought it and he told me to come through. And so I got on the road and I came down to the Bay Area where he's located, and they got me right in. So when I went in to meet them, Gerardo came out. He took a look at my bus and my electrical system and everything that I had going on. And he was a little bit skeptical that the AC unit was going to be powerful enough to cool off my bus. But I just decided, I was like, I'm doing it. Like, I really want it in here. So please, can you help me? And so he was able to not only get my second battery installed, doubling my battery capacity, but him and his team installed my air conditioning unit. And not only does the air conditioning unit work perfectly, and it has worked perfectly since I got it installed, they did such beautiful work with my ceiling, because I have cedar plank ceiling, or cedar planks on my ceiling, and I have a pull-out mirror, which I'll show you, and I'll interweave another video into this. But they did such beautiful work with installing the air conditioning unit and making everything look really clean around the wood, replacing everything. And they did have to cut my the wood on my pull-out mirror just a little bit to accommodate it to so that it wouldn't hit the actual um, what's the word I'm looking for? Control panel, control panel of the air conditioning unit. But they did it, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, the process did take a couple of days. I thought that it was going to be a one-day installation, because the type of AC unit that I have is typically designed to be installed relatively quickly. But because of my unique wiring system, he wanted to make sure that everything was done properly, and he upgraded all of the wires. The wires that I originally had were too thin for the amount of voltage. And so he got some thicker wires, and please don't ask me what type they are, because I don't know. That's above my pay grade. This is why I paid somebody else to do it. But they were able to create a new channel to run all of the wires inside of my bus to the outside, so that it could connect to my battery system. And I have not had a single issue with my AC unit, my battery system, or anything. So this is where my AC unit is installed on my ceiling. And as you can see, the work around is very clean. All of the wood was really beautifully taken care of. And you can't tell, but this piece of wood right here is where the channel for all of the wires was created. And it runs down up to the side, and then they ran it all the way across and out towards the back. And so you wouldn't even be able to tell that there are massive wires being run through here. And then here is my pull-out mirror. And right here at the top, you can see where it's not closed, it's not shut all the way, but you can see where this used to be one piece, but they cut right here to accommodate for it to be pulled out so that I still get clearance with the AC unit. So I'm still able to use my pull-out mirror, no problem. And they did really, really beautiful work. They repainted everything. This little dirtiness appears from me. That's not from the team. And they reinstalled my lock. And they did everything exactly the way that they needed to. Very, very happy. And so I'm sharing this video because it was such a great team to work with, and Gerardo was so kind and so accommodating, and I wanted to make sure that other people out there that are looking for a place on the West Coast to get any upgrades to their vehicle done, or if you're wanting to buy a vehicle and have the whole thing built out, they do really, really beautiful work. I got to see some of the other vehicles that they were working on, and they have a great Instagram page where they showcase all of the work that they do on different vehicles. And for me, the pricing was the biggest thing. I ended up getting a really, really good price from Gerardo. He really worked with my budget and made sure that not only could I afford the work that he did, but they got it done in just a couple of days. And so for those of you who travel travel around the world or travel around the country in your conversion, you know that sometimes when you're getting work done on a vehicle, you don't always have a place to go. So he was so kind to let me stay on the property for the 2 nights that him and his team were working on my air conditioning installation, and they made sure that everything was cleaned up at the end of the day so that I could still come inside and live normally and make my meals and settle down for bed and shower and all of the things that I normally do. And he was so accommodating to do that, which I think was really lovely, because a lot of places when they're doing work on your vehicles, they won't allow you to stay on the property, or they won't allow you to stay in the vehicle, and you have to get an Airbnb or a hotel or find other accommodations while that work is getting done. But Gerardo was so kind to allow me to not only stay on the property, but to make sure that my bus was returned back to normal at the end of the business day, so that I could get some rest and get ready for the next day. And so, yeah, if you are someone who is looking for any type of help with a conversion, or you just need some upgrades, you need solar wiring, or you need a whole new solar system, they do all of the work. They don't just do conversions on vans. I have a 24-foot school bus, and they were able to work on my school bus no problem. They were able to work with my existing solar battery or solar system, install a new battery, make sure everything was wired correctly, everything was nice and safe. I was quoted my price in advance with a breakdown of everything with some contingency built in, and everything lined up with what I was quoted. And so I feel like not only was I treated really fairly by Gerardo, I was treated very kindly by Gerardo. His team did really beautiful work. They took great care of the space, making sure to lay down blankets and tarps, and nothing was out of place after the installation was complete. And I'm really, really happy. And so I wanted to put this review video out of my honest experience so that they can continue to get more business and continue to thrive. And so if you're someone that's needing work done, even if you're not on the West Coast, it would very much be worth taking the trip out to the West Coast to get that work done so that you can work with Gerardo and his team. If you have any questions about anything in my experience that I might have forgotten to say in this video, then drop down in the comments and let me know what your questions are. But I highly recommend Gerardo and the team at North Bay Adventure Vans. I give them a 10 out of 10. I am not being paid for this review, by the way. I forgot to say that at the beginning. I am not being paid. This is not a sponsored review. This is not a sponsored video. This is something that I'm doing out of the kindness of my heart to show my gratitude for Gerardo and his team. And I will definitely be going back to them when I need any work done in the future. So you can trust this work. This review. I spent my own money. I spent my own money on my installation, and so this is coming from a true heartfelt place. So Gerardo, if you're watching this, thank you so much for everything. I'm so grateful. I appreciate you so much, and I wish you tremendous success in your business. And for those of you that are here watching, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you liked this video, please leave a like, go ahead and subscribe, or drop a comment down below to let the algorithm know that you enjoyed this, so that they can push it out to other people who also need to see this review. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.